Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. We've already taken a look at the brand new ZEBLAZE GT Square. Today we're going to examine the GT Round. Yep, this is the brand new GT Round or GTR Health, Exercise, Sleep, and Feminine Health Watch from ZEBLAZE with notifications, alarm clocks, long battery life, and 3-atmosphere water resistance. Where are we going to get it from? Well, you got a couple of choices. Over at Banggood, you can follow the link in the show notes down below and pick this one up and check for a coupon discount on the price if you like. Or you can go over directly to the AliExpress official ZEBLAZE store and pick it up directly from ZEBLAZE as well. The prices are always changing, especially this holiday time of the year, so you just have to check the show note links, the coupons we got available, and see which one's going to get you the best option. As far as specs go, we're looking in the GTR at a 30-day standby time in a round watch that's 1.3 inches, curved screen using Bluetooth 5.1, got the heart rate, blood pressure, and it specializes in the feminine cycle capability as well. It tethers to that H-band app, which we really review a lot, and it's a great overall app for connecting all kinds of different watches to some really good data. So that's encouraging. You got all these different app languages, and you got the message push languages that are available on the watch. Again, great waterproofing. You can really swim with this one. All of these different features are supported, and more functions. We'll take a look at all of that. The big selling point on this one is a 180 milliamp hour battery to get you about 30 days of standby time, 18 days typical use, charges in about an hour and a half. Okay, and there's your overall dimensions on it. So let's open the box and take a look. It says I've got the silver one, at least got a silver dot on the top. A smartwatch that puts motivation on your wrist. Oh, well, that's good. I could use a little bit of that. Thanks for choosing ZEBLAZE. Some website information. And so that's something new. Okay, yep, silver with a white band. Obviously, quick connect, disconnect. Really soft TPU-style bands. Of course, we'll put that on the watch. We've got the watch itself. Come out of there. Okay, wow, that is a bright silver, very shiny. It says H-band app on the cover, which we'll take off, and we've got a cover also over the diodes, and it also was talking about the fact that it uses 2 green diodes for its sensor information. You've got the charging port here, 2 buttons on the sides, and of course inside the box we've got the 2-pin connector charger, which is really strong. Don't fly off on me. How many times can you see Uncle Ticks do this, huh? Yeah, that's a nice connection on that one. Further down, as we take the box apart, we find the official GTR manual, ZEBLAZE GTR. A lot of times you'll see just kind of a generic manual with no brand name on it, so yeah, you kind of wonder how many different versions of it are out there. We have to skip through to the English section. They spent a lot of time on this manual. Colorful. We begin right here. Operations of the watch and the QR code that you scan to get the app. Again, we'll have this in the show notes for you, and it's always better to download these apps from the Google Play Store rather than follow a QR code to the China server. So I just recommend you do that if you're in a country where it's supported on the Google Play Store. interesting sleep monitoring patterns that you've got. You have the step monitoring, so that's great. It's showing you what some of the data is going to look like on the app itself. We won't be covering the app in detail today because we've done it many, many times before. But in the show notes where I have the link for you to go over to download the app, I'll also have a list of some of the other reviews where we actually went into the app itself, and you click on that link and it'll take you just to the part where we start talking about the app. So you can get a good feel for how the app works, what kind of features it provides for you. But we'll spend most of the time today just on the watch itself. And that's the manual. So, you know our process. We got to charge it up. Always charge your watch up before you start using it. And connect the bands and everything. And then turn it on so we can take a look. To turn it on, we press and hold the upper button. Wait a second. It vibrated. A long vibration. We have our choice of Chinese or English to get into it. We're going to use the H-band app, and there's the code that we use to tether. So, once you've done all of that, you get your basic information on the watch. Wow, well, this is different. I guess we have to connect to the app. Up until now, you had the option of connecting if you wanted to later, and you could get into the time and mess around with the watch, but that has changed with this new GTR, the round one. So we have to bring over the H-band app, and we'll need to connect. Here's a bunch of my things that are broadcasting, and there's the GTR. Let's allow it to connect. Prompt, pair, yes. Says it's connected. There, okay, you saw it said okay. Yeah, whether to open bracelet female notice, we're going to say yes on that. And now we are up and ready. So you see I don't have any data, but like I said, you can look at other reviews of this app that I'll have for you where you can actually see the data in use. And this is the new one that they're putting on for the optional female tracking. If you're female with this watch, you can set your period cycle up and go through all of that. And that's relatively new. But the other things here, I don't believe this watch supports ECG or HRV or blood. Probably does blood oxygen. Well, let's look at the watch. Anyway, all of that's available in the app itself. So when we swipe down, we get the typical notification things of stuff that you can do, including the overall brightness, which when we turn it all the way down is like that. When we crank it up, wow, 12 different stages. Let's leave it at that one, see how bright it is. Pretty decent, but it's not washing out the camera, so it's not overly bright. Short timeout on this. Do not disturb. Basic information on the watch, which is what we use to tether. And date and time and battery level and all of that are shown here. Come over here, you've got the option to do blood pressure, heart rate with a chart that's going to be created here. And there's your weather in your area, and it's showing your area up at the top. Swipe again. Hello? There we go. Last night's sleep time, which we haven't done anything on, but it gives you that. And your overall step count, and then back to the watch faces. Tapping again, you can change the dials. You have a few of them. Interesting. It looks like it's definitely geared toward the female client, which is nice that it has some watch faces like that. Most of these are all for guys, so really good to see that capability in here. We'll take that one as something different. Come up, and any messages pushed from your phone would show up at this point. And I believe that's pretty much it, unless you go into the app and configure the watch to your own different standards. So let's put it on and we'll measure a couple of things. You get to see it's really a thin watch. Comes in different colors. You got black and this nice silver and white one. And let's go in and do that blood pressure reading just to get an idea. Again, We have a disclaimer in the show notes. We talk about heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen. All of these things are not calibrated medical devices that we're using. So you have to check the calibration and the accuracy for yourself when you get the unit by comparing it with, a professional reading of your blood pressure, for example, and then adjusting the offset so that what reading you get more closely matches you. Case in point, I'm usually 120 to 130, near 130 over 85, so it's reading low right now. So I would take that into consideration. And just use the readings that you're getting of your health vitals as a data point for information to let you know whether or not you need to contact a medical professional or something. Here we are doing the heart rate, and you can set this up, of course, for continuous heart rate. It's giving us the reading here. I'd rather see this in a bigger size font in white so that outdoors it's easy to see in a bright sunlight, Sometimes it's just kind of dim. You can barely catch it. But nonetheless, we've got what we've got. And you see it's bouncing all around as it tries to settle into the actual heart rate. Eventually, over time, a chart will appear on here that's tracking your actual heart rate. And that's the measurements of your vitals and watch faces. You've seen the watch on. So what we have left to do now is cover the buttons. The top button, of course, turns it on and off. And the bottom button takes us to our app drawer where we have all kinds of stuff we've already seen in most of the faces we went around on. But you haven't seen this. We have the sports section with outdoor activities, hiking, indoor activities, cycling, stationary bikes, rowing machine, basic things. If we took something like an outdoor run, you'll see it'll start up counting immediately. It'll get you your heart rate. It goes out of it and turns off, but we can press the bottom button and get it back. Your step count, there's no GPS in this one, but it does give you the time of day at the bottom, which is kind of nice. You also have pace information available to you as you work out. And when you're done, oh, look at that. You got a music player in here as well. Okay, well, that's nice. So you can tie in and play music. Hit the stop button and finish the exercise. And, of course, it was too fast for any data, but there you go. When we press again back to the app drawer, here's your basic step count. We've seen that right there. So a lot of these are repeated again, the sleep time, heart rate, blood pressure, and notifications. There's an alarm. You have a stopwatch and a timer in this one. A nice big digit in hundredths of a second stopwatch. When you leave it and come back to it, it's still running. That's a nice feature, so we'll let that one go. You have a countdown timer, I presume. Well, maybe we have to stop the stopwatch first and reset that. And now come into the timer. I'm not sure what you do. Press and hold. Well, you're supposed to be able to adjust the digits and whatnot on the timer. Whatever. You got the music player that we just saw. Find your phone when you're tethered. There's the female cycle information. It'll tell you information about where you are in your period. Right now it says it's in the safety period. You girls know about that stuff, I guess. Remote photography, weather, and then overall settings where you can do the brightness, auto lock, the different switches for real-time pulse rate monitoring, blood pressure monitoring, disconnection alerts, twist your wrist to see the time, and sedentary reminders if you want that on as well. And they're just toggles that you touch. Your message settings for notifying you if you have a call or text message. This is not a Bluetooth calling watch. It doesn't have that capability, whereas the GTS does have that one. And all these other things can send you notifications, which you can activate either here or you can set it up in the app either place. But it's nice when you can control that from the watch itself. Information on the device and clear the data, and that's everything with settings, and that's everything in the app drawer. That's pretty much what this watch will do. Again, it's called the ZEBLAZE GTR. GT round, 1.3-inch, full curved screen, using the latest Bluetooth 5.1 connectivity that'll get you your heart rate, your blood pressure, female cycle information, sporting activities, and all for a really decent price. So check the show notes and pick one of these up if it calls you. Definitely a great gift for the ladies, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.